quite a bit more punches. And then, perhaps he felt like in the first half of the round he'd dominate, and then he'd set back. And like you say, the refs are going to remember the last bits of the rounds.
So now we have our final amateur fight of the evening before we move into the professional bouts. It'll be Josh Tilley, who's unattached right now as far as boxing clubs go. And it'll
Izaiah White, I believe.
Yes, it'll be Izaiah White.
130-pounders, junior.
We do have one that is out already over in the red corner, which is Josh Tilley. Got a 1-1 record so far, and looks as if this may be the first fight for Izaiah White, or at least we do not have a record on him as of now. Now, I like the Mighty Ducks look almost out there. It's what it at least appears to be. It may be Notre Dame, but it looks more Fighting Ducks.
I'm with you. I'm right with you on that.
Only watched that movie about 137,000 times growing up.
That was a great one.
And now we do have White making his emergence from the locker room. So he'll be fighting out of the blue corner.
And I see Hope McNeely in Josh Tilley's corner, walking him up there. And they, I'm under the understanding that they have a gym in Wyoming County here where they've been pushing forward for the last couple years with the youth and training programs and having success and involvement in that. And this is one of her fighters in Josh Tilley.
These will be 3 2-minute rounds on both sides. And then whenever we move into the professional bouts, I believe each one will be 3 3-minute rounds, unless we are corrected on that later on, which we'll try and check on. We may have a brief intermission. We may move right into the professional bouts after this. We'll find out those shortly at the conclusion of this fight. Now both fighters.
Age 15, 16.
Again, a little bit older divisions here, just we saw with Yarborough and Miller earlier. Tilley gets introduced first, comes into the center circle. And White now awaiting his introduction, and we will get set for our 6th bout of the evening.
Pretty evenly physically matched men as well, as far as, we got White might be a little taller, but Tilley looks like he's got long arms too, so they're both kind of lean, mean fighters.
Yeah, I was looking at that as well. It does appear that Tilley has more of the reach, but as you said, a little bit of the height going towards White in his corner. So we'll see how that affects things coming out here for our 6th fight. A couple of quick flurries on both ends. As Tilley trying to land a left. White coming back on his side. Nice uppercut. Ooh, strong left landed that time from Tilley.
Tilley jabbing, jab, 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 1, 2. And then you've got White staying, keeping his hands up. He looks technically sound. And throwing slick combinations too. They look like two talented fighters we have.
Tilley keep trying to attack with that left hand. White able to fight it off. Nice body shot there from White. Tilley trying to work his way in with that reach that we talked about at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Yeah, that was a nice counter there by White. He catches him in the ribs as well.
Yeah, White caught him with a straight hand as Tilley was coming in for a jab.
Tilley adjusts his head gear as he backs up. Once again, nice left there from Tilley, but White counters once again.
He is. White's kind of got a forward stance and coming with his punches, and Tilley almost seems to be looking back in a defensive stance as he throws punches, which having putting his forehead up in the air, and it's getting tagged a couple times.
Yeah, and there's a hard right hand landed that time from White. He's now taking advantage here later in the round. But now here's Tilley coming back. A couple of nice shots, another nice shot.
Approximately 30 seconds left in the round here.
Both sides have had the upper hand here. Oh, and there's a strong hand delivered by Tilley.
Tilley across with the right hand across his jaw, White's jaw.
Oh, and now there's another nice little flurry. Tilley.
Now they're squaring up and going at each other. Tilley delivering most of them right now.
And Tilley closing strong here in round number 1. They wrap each other up as we approach the end, and there is the end of round number 1. Wow, what a back and forth from both sides.
Yeah, and that's how you finish a round too by Tilley. He may have heard the 10-second knock, and he went at it and delivered, left some icing on the cake, and left us with an impression of a flurry from Tilley. But two skilled fighters out here.
And that's kind of what we saw in the last one with Samoski. Again, he was able to take advantage of those final 10, 20 seconds of the round.
Yes.
After Ellis started strong, and it appears that that's exactly what was able to occur there from Tilley's side.
Yes. Yeah, so now we're going to look back at the motor aspect of this. Who's been going hard in the gym, who's been sparring a lot, who's been doing the conditioning. They both look pretty technically sound. Like I was saying, White's got more of a hunch and a forward stance, keeping his chin tucked down. That's a good thing. And Tilley seems to be, when he's throwing, he almost seems like he's leaning back in the Prince Nassim Hamed fashion of a defensive posture, which exposes him just a little bit.
And White comes out strong, but a nice right hand by Tilley to counter it. Now White really coming after him here in the opening stages of this round. But again, how much does he exert here to try and gain the upper hand?
Yeah, White's coming out hard. He's still going at it too.
Again, 2-minute rounds here in this 15, 16-year-old division. White still trying to stay on the aggressive side. As Tilley works his way in, delivers a nice left hand. White trying to back him up. There's another left from Tilley. Now, like we said, we'll see how much both sides have left in the tank. Again, it was an exhausting round 1 for both sides. Again, they come at each other in spurts right now.
Yeah, Tilley throwing some punches from his hip. Seems like he's not playing possum, but he's relaxed and his hands are low. And then he's doing a good job throwing punches from his hip, though. Able to come with some 1-2s and tag White a few times here in the middle of the round.
White's done a good job of trying to stay low and attacking a little bit more of the body as well here in this round. Now Tilley trying to counter once again as he did in round 1. We're starting to see some more tie-ups on both sides though here in round 2. Tilley comes in with a left hand. Now he's got the advantage on White, delivers several combinations, and now he goes down to a knee, does White.
White goes down to a knee, and he's going to get a standing 8.
Oh, yeah, he got him right in the ribs and in the hips several times. And as we said, those body blows hurt much worse than the head blows.
Yeah, absolutely. Tilley carrying those hands a little lower, but firing well from the hip, like we were saying, may have got him right in the solar plex. And he's got White going to the corner man to elaborate here.
Now the official puts him back over into the far corner once again. And we will continue on.
Short time remaining in the second round here.
And now White trying to find something here near the end of the second round.
They're digging their feet in the ground. White's coming after him.
And Tilley was able to hurt him the most in this round, but White started out strong, trying to close strong here in round 2.
Tilley showing some good head movement here on these firing patterns from White, and that's the round.
Another good round on both sides. And a lot like the last fight, you see one boxer coming out quick in each round. You see the other closing quicker in the late stages, but it does look like White is definitely gassed a little bit more at the moment.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's over there talking to his corner. He's shaking his head.
And again, how much harder is it to breathe after you get hit that many times in the sides?
You've got about a 30 to 90 second period where you just can't breathe. Not well at all. So being on top of being fatigued, imagine swimming and being exhausted and then having to go underwater for a little while. You don't, not a pleasant position to be in. But it would be in his interest to stand up straight rather than hunch down. And we see him again shaking his head.
Yeah, boy, he's really struggling up against the ropes right now. You can tell that big combination over in the left far corner about a minute or two ago has taken its toll on White.
It has. Yeah, Tilley's landed a good one to the solar plex or the ribs, and he's bowing out. I think that's it.
I believe so, yes. Again, Tilley will be our winner. Josh Tilley getting his second career win here tonight to move to 2-1. And again, great fight. A great fight by White, but again, you just take that many body blows, it's just too much to overcome after a while.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of those, you're going to be kind of in an ice bath after that here tonight.
Yeah, and White is he's giving it up right now.
Yeah, you can see that too.
He's sick. That body shot crushed him, and he wasn't joking whenever he was shaking his head no moss, because he couldn't make it to a bucket.
And again, absolutely no shame in that after the fact. I mean, my Lord, if you hit me once like that,
yeah.
I'll be out for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely, man.
Yeah, you could tell he was wanting to try and maybe give it a go there in the third round, but he just didn't have enough left in the system to be able to get through that. So again, right call from his corner in order to call it a day as far as this goes and try and get him into the back and get him to start recovering as quickly as he can.
Yeah. And, he was hurt in the second half of that second round, and they checked him out, and he went back at it. And as soon as they were given the go-ahead, he went after Tilley, threw about a 10, 15 punch barrage, trying to do what he can, seeing if he could finish this before the end of the round. And he wasn't able to close the deal, so that's when he started letting his corner know that he was in a little bit of trouble.
And again, with headshots, it's different. It's just, describe the difference between the effects of getting hit really badly in the head to where it's just so foggy and difficult to recover mentally, as opposed to the body shots like that, because you feel that a lot more physically, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Body shots are underrated. I went into Tommy Small's gym not too long ago, probably 6 months ago, and sparred some of those young men, and I always go to the body, and it was kind of a lesson for them, saying, hey, man, it's not fun getting hit in the solar plexus, because then you get all the wind taken out of you, and you are not worth much whenever you receive strong body shots. And it's happened to me certainly several times. When you take a strong shot to the head, sometimes you just don't know any better, so you just keep fighting because you can't evaluate what's going on very well yet. So, but yeah, sometimes you can get popped in the head and be hurt and not really know it. You're going to know when somebody digs into the ribs.
Now they announce the winner of our sixth and final amateur fight tonight, Josh Tilley.
Gets another win on his belt. That's good for Mr. Tilley. Training out of Wyoming County here.
And again, homegrown boy, doing well tonight in front of his hometown fans.
Training with Hope McNeely. He's been a very successful fighter going into a few tough men fights, and I remember watching her. She's incredibly talented. Her brother, I played ball with him. He was a very talented, strong, athletic guy. Good family. And it's good to see her giving back to the community and training these up-and-coming fighters. And she's got another fighter coming up on the Pro-Am cards as well.
Let's listen into the announcement here.